everyone, it's held together with tape, and this is my first video of the new year, and it's gonna be an hour and 6 minutes or so. I now present to you my beam-only run of Kirby Super Star. As the title would imply, this run only uses Beam Kirby. There are 3 spots where I don't use Beam Kirby, 4 if you count mixing to get Beam Kirby. Let's see. The first area is in Gourmet race, where there is no beam ability, so I just picked a power. I can't remember which one I picked the time before, so I decided to go with one that I don't think I've gone with. I chose Jet. A friend of mine actually put in a request for me to do a stone-only run, which should be really interesting. Because there's a lot of spots where I'll have to mix for that, so I'll have to be creative on where I can mix those at. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'll probably go with Bird Kirby or Wing, since that's what Mitsuga used in his TAS videos. And, see, the second spot is in Great Cave Offensive, when, no, not Great Cave Offensive. Only use Beam for Great Cave Offensive. What I meant was in Revenge of Meta Knight, when you need Fire Kirby in order to light the fuse. So I was fire for a little bit. Only long enough to, get the power, light the fuse, ditch the power, go on to the next area. Then, the third instance also occurred in Revenge of Meta Knight during the obligatory sword pickup. That one probably could have been avoided, but at the cost of probably many minutes of time. Because, if you wait for long enough, in, say, the arena, for example, during the Meta Knight fight, the sword will disappear and Meta Knight will jump down. The only issue is that by the time you get to Meta Knight's room, if you haven't been good for time management, then by the time you get to Meta Knight, then you may be running out of time as you're fighting him, which wouldn't be a good thing. Now begins the Gourmet race. Oh, in case you haven't noticed, I have kind of broken character a little bit. Usually I don't narrate runs of games that I haven't narrated in the past. Like, I think the one exception so far, aside from this, is Super Metroid, where I didn't have the ability to narrate at the moment. So I'd actually... excuse me. Recording this narration late at night, so... might be yawning. I guess it's not really late. But... I can get away with it because my first college class this semester doesn't start until 10. and 10 is the earliest. The latest is noon, actually. I thought it would be a little troublesome with getting lunch in there, but turns out the day that I have to go in at 12 for that class, turns out the building that it's held in, the first floor is a food place, so I don't have to worry quite so much about food. As you can see, I picked out Jet Kirby. I'm not sure why I made that decision. I think I've gone faster with others before. I think it would be interesting to use Ninja, since Ninja has the dive kick ability, and dive kicking is always fun. I liked using that style of attack when I was doing my cutter-only run, since the down air attack is, I believe it's cutter drop or something like that, or drop cutter, something along those lines. But it'd be useful because I don't stick to walls while I'm doing that, so I can cling to the walls to my heart's content, making probably going around some of the corners there. Okay, so being the third segment, I'm sure, or fourth, sorry, I couldn't remember. This being the third segment, and the second one using Beam, I'm sure you've probably noticed by now that I seem to be doing the dash jump attack quite frequently, and really, really early off of the ground at that. That is because the sooner you do the dash attack off the ground, the sooner you do it, the higher Kirby will go. So by doing that, I effectively double Kirby's jump height every time, and then from there I can actually continued use will occasionally yield maybe like one more Kirby's size, or Kirby's length in the air above that, followed by a rather lofty landing. As a result, I can jump over a lot of ladders, and even kind of BS my way onto some of the platforms. Because of the way collision detection works in this game, it looks like Kirby, maybe if you're about like halfway through a drop-through platform, it'll automatically place you on top of the platform if you're not pressing down like you're dropping through it. And that is just a rough estimate, not being very exact, just trying to give a rough estimate for you, or anyone trying to do this at home. Which I really do recommend, because these solo power challenges are kind of fun. I suppose you wouldn't even have to do solo power for all of them, or all of the different sub-games. If I stop talking abruptly and you hear keyboards, or keyboard typing, I'm actually on the another neat trick with the dash jump attack is that coming in contacting an enemy with Kirby's wand, and from what I've found, maybe even other parts of Kirby, that will do damage, or like a decent chunk of damage. It's useful if you have to attack flying things. The uphill segment here probably could have been done faster. Because Kirby can outrun a minecart going uphill. Actually, in a lot of cases, Kirby can outrun a minecart, it seems. I know you can outwheel a minecart if you're using Wheel Kirby. Earlier today I was actually reading, or, well, not really earlier today, it was more like about 1 o'clock last night. I rewatched Mitsuja's TAS to look for mixing spots for my upcoming Stone Only run. And I didn't really find any. Although I think I thought of a couple of them. Anyways, I decided to read the Kirby Super Star game resources page while I was on TAS videos. Turns out there's a way you can drop through platforms without having to stop and stand on them for a little bit while pressing down. If you press down for the proper frame time, you're approaching a drop-through platform, then apparently Kirby will just drop through the platform, as opposed to landing on the platform then dropping through it. Which would be nice for a lot of segments with drop through platforms and you have to go down. Like that one spring section in Great Cave Offensive towards the end. So, I'm sure anyone who's played this game knows that I guess each one of the powers in this game has its own advantages to it, and that I can tell you, probably the biggest advantages of Beam are that it's got, the way it can inflict damage on bosses, by turboing Y after dashing on the ground, then Kirby will repeatedly do that cycle beam. I don't really look at the power pages anymore, because I know majority of the moves off the top of my head. Like, for Beam, there's a dash jump attack, shoot sparks out. Ground dash attack is that cycle beam. Pressing Y once will give you a beam whip. And there's a charge attack that goes along with it. That's about it for the moveset. Oh wait, there's the dash grab attack, where if you press the Y button in close enough proximity to an enemy while dashing, then you'll capture the enemy and can shoot it off in any direction. It can be left or right, no matter which direction you grab it from. Anyways, the most useful of the two are the dash attacks. I do use the dash grab a couple of times. Couple's underestimation. It's good for when you need to destroy a mini-boss to make the screen scroll again. And the dash jump attack, I've already mentioned its applications for doubling Kirby's jump height. Then the ground dash attack, the cycle beam, as I keep referring to. It's useful for boss fights because bosses tend to stand still. And when bosses stand still, you can pelt that repeatedly just by dashing for the littlest bit of time, then turboing Y, or just even well-timing pressing Y. Most of the time I use turbo Y for convenience. I did a quick YouTube search, and I found no results pertaining to a dash, or not dash, a Beam Kirby type of anything. I think there was someone trying to make a playthrough of it, but not so much of a speedrun. And chances are, if something like this were to be made, then it probably wouldn't have a good chance of being accepted anywhere it can be submitted. I can imagine right now, TAS videos, might be an interesting judgment on that. They'd probably call that one out for too many branches in-game, since it would add a unnecessary branch with an arbitrary restriction, like single power. I could maybe see a no power run working because quite frankly, it would be almost like the Super Mario World small only max percent. Where is you would try and get all obtainable stuff you can without power ability of that sort. But that would probably take close to one of these runs. Probably a little faster due to optimizations, but it'd probably be like an hour or so. Kind of Mennonite. This is one of my favorites to play through, partially because it has an in-game timer for me to view at. Oh, also apparently you can swallow enemies in the air. I've yet to confirm that for myself, but apparently after you inhale an enemy, if you press, I think, the X button, then Kirby will swallow it. So that could be used to improve some parts of this, like where I have to spit out the power or catch an enemy in midair. And, yeah. I guess the benefits to that is that you can continue attacking if you were in the middle of attacking. I would imagine with something like Beam, you might be able to get a dash jump attack off if you were, say, catching the ability in midair after tossing it. Then you dash, jump, inhale, swallow, dash attack, question marks, profit. Ooh. Earlier today, out of kind of boredom and because I neglected to make a Christmas list last year, I decided to get started on a general gift list for 2012, if anyone needs a gift idea. And decided to look at what exactly my computer's motherboard is capable of, and it looks like I should be able to upgrade it as far as something along the lines of a AMD Phenom 2 quad-core 98 or 980 or 980 Black Edition. That's about as high up it can go processor-wise. Also, it didn't seem, at least from HP's website, it didn't look like it was able to use Intel chips, so Core i7 wouldn't be used. We're trying to upgrade mine. Unless I was just going to all-out replace the motherboard, which... the motherboard I have is in good working order. I've had no issues with it so far, so... that would probably be the last thing I would do if I had to do that. If I can upgrade my computer, I would love that. This thing's going on about 3 years old now? 4? Let's just say that after I got my internet connection on my desktop, I installed Steam and downloaded a couple games. I don't have money because I'm a broke college student. And turns out my computer will struggle a little bit to play Steam games. Lower, or even on lower graphics settings. I was noticing an especially large amount of lag with Team Fortress 2. But I would definitely like to upgrade my processor. Need to get a graphics card. Was aiming for a GeForce 590, I think it was, but the $700 or so price tag's a little above anything in the gifting range. So I'm settling for one of the lower end GTX series, which will be better than the GeForce 9100 M GPU of my desktop. And more RAM. Upgrade to 16 gigabytes. I should do so. Especially if I'm going to have a lot of virtual machines. I think I've probably got close to well, hang on a sec. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 virtual machines. So having the extra RAM would definitely benefit if I have to run more than one at a time, which is entirely possible now because I've got a few more operating systems I'm planning on installing. A lot of these are just like different Linux distributions, just to try and get a feel for the operating system, since I'm going into computer science after all. I do tend to go out of the way for invincible candies. I think that's maybe one of 3 that I collected the entire run. Here's a nice trick. The beam whip will actually hit that button, so you can skip going over to the other elevator entirely. So, not sure if I've informed everyone or not, but as part of a project for my CS 163 class, I had to sign up for a Twitter account. This is kind of a new thing to me, because I'm not really big on the social networking scene. So, kind of a big step for me, going going to a new social network. But honestly, I love Twitter so far. I haven't gotten sick of it like I have with Facebook, and yeah, it's all kind of pretty much entirely anonymous. I know who a few people who are who I'm following and who follow me are. There are just examples like Nina Show, the Landmaster. Green47, also from YouTube. Although I know Green from Silver Plateau. I think Nina Show might have joined, but doesn't ever come on. That's only if memory serves correctly. Anyways, yeah. I've had instances of people who probably have pushed me into getting a Twitter account, if this were Facebook, for example. People who pushed me into getting a Facebook account, don't really ever talk to me on Facebook. I think they just wanted me to join so that I would be in the rest of the world for a change. Me being as classically oriented as I am. Also, this is probably like 7th, 8th, 9th grade, back when I was still using my family's main computer is currently a 13-year-old compact Presario. Although it did get a little bit of an update to it, because we had to send it in to get the disk drive replaced back when it was still technically. And we got some extra RAM put in it. So rather than the 64 kilobytes that it had, no, not kilobytes, that'd be crazy slow, megabytes, it has 184, which kind of an odd number for a computer. Usually they aim for even powers of 2 for memory measures. But yeah, that computer's still alive and kicking, and I've used it a few times for doing floppy disk related stuff. I probably don't need to use it for floppy disks anymore because I've got WinImage, a nice image manager tool, I think designed for use with floppy disk images, but it has, I think, read-only capabilities for ISOs. So you can view what's inside of an ISO, but you can't actually add stuff to it. You can extract. Yeah, you can extract stuff with it, but like I said, you can't write to it. It'd be easier just to build a floppy disk image than try and build an ISO image for moving stuff to VirtualBox, for example. Because then just add the floppy controller. About my level order in Milkyway Wishes. For a solo power run, unless you're going to cheat and get the copy ability from the hidden area, so that you can copy whatever ability you're using, or go straight to the level where that ability is located, and even then you may not be able to get it due to power restrictions. Like, if you were doing a wheel-only run, and we're going straight for the deluxe copy essence, then you'd be out of luck, because you need fire for that. or jet. I think I would prefer fire though. But jet's conveniently located in the level. I guess you could probably get away with like minimum power changes. If you're going to use save states to try and manipulate what power you can get from a mix, then hot beat is a must for first area. That is by far the easiest place to mix for a power from. And yeah. It's very convenient because there's two of the sleep enemies right there, both within inhalable range on the ground, so you actually can mix right there. And manipulating that is probably easy enough to do with or without saves or slowdown. It's easiest with frame advance because you can actually see what abilities are coming up one frame at a time. Although there's like a 5 frame wait between each power, it's still enough time to activate it. Note to self for future hour-long narrations: keep a glass of water nearby. My mouth's getting kind of dry from all the narrating. I go from hot beat to sky high because those two levels are closer together than hot beat and Cavios. Then from sky high go to Cavios, then Mechai, then Floria, which is where we are right now. Then after Floria is Aquilus, followed by Half Moon, if I remember the name right. It's likely that I didn't. Me remembering the names of things and such. Can't remember if it's drop cutter, what the name of the dash jump attack is, proper name for the ground dash attack, etc., etc. I can tell you the boss names, that's for sure. I called this Aquarium, didn't I? Oops. I want this narration done in one take, and not like my initial Mega Man X narration when I did my first one, where I finished the narration at 2 in the morning and it was the most incoherent thing it was awful. I'm at a bit of a loss as to describe what exactly it is I do on YouTube. I kind of fall like borderline between Let's Plays and Speedrun, I guess. Let's Plays in the narration sense that for games like this, at least, I tend to do a lot of restricted goal types, like beam only or cutter only, or in the future, rock only. Is faster to skip the start. So. Yeah, I do a lot of restricted goal types, and I do narrate some of my videos. I do have a majority of the original input files, so I could very easily redo some of the recordings, probably bring them up to date, actually. There were a few that I had used Labyrinth, or didn't use Labyrinth with, but I did use a TAS Videos Improved Codec. Not crappy Cinepack codec by Radius. Not even sure if they include that. If they do, then they really shouldn't, because there's a lot better ones out there. Not to make you feel better or anything, Radius, if you watch those. But it just didn't suit my purposes very well. But I could very easily re-record some of my older videos and narrate them. I think I might add a suggestion into the channel moderator on my YouTube channel, where I keep run suggestions and other ideas from my to-do list. Set up a poll for whether or not I should re-record some of them, and if I do re-record them, I think the next step after that would be asking whether or not I should remove the older versions that don't contain narration. And, you know, maybe instead of just re-recording them, maybe I could actually use the opportunity to try and improve some of my older runs. Like Mega Man 1 and 2. Most definitely 3. You can give a try to 4, 5, and 6. 7 100% and Mega Man X. It's Mega Man 8. And if Dolphin ever becomes stable enough, I am going to do Mega Man 9 and 10. It's time for some Kirbyus. Fun fact about this segment, I get max kills. I let no enemy escape my grasp. I also take no damage during this segment or the boss fight. Although I did goof up the boss fight a little bit. It could potentially, mainly, I messed up, the reason why I messed up is that I failed to destroy the first pillar, which is what I should have done to start with, and avoid the 2 pillars before the green pillar on the bottom, since those are easy to avoid. I actually managed a pretty good marks fight, considering that, yeah, considering that I had to use the jump dash attack most of the time. And cue boring credit sequence. Probably could have been skipped by a reset. In which case, there's a few things that I should have or could have done that might have made this run closer in length to my cutter-only run, which is 104. I think 104.11 actually. So it's literally like 2 minutes behind. I could do another comparative video like I did with Super Metroid, but that's also something you might want to take to the channel moderator. Hey, perhaps I want to wait until after I've made runs of all of the powers to, credits are boring. Actually, that could probably save minutes. Credits alone are probably longer than 2 minutes, so had I reset, this would have easily been about the same length as the cutter. actually started this run Christmas Eve while I was waiting to get ready to go to Christmas Eve Mass, and then opening gifts with my family, my lovely girlfriend Becca, and my sister's boyfriend DJ. And well, yeah, I think Christmas went pretty good. Video game wise, I got exactly one, and that game is Kirby's Return to Dreamland. It's like, whoa, perfect correspondence with the start of my new run. And turns out Beam is one of my favorite abilities in that game, because, unlike this game, no matter what height you do the jump dash attack, you'll go about double the normal jump height. Although I think I have faster flying figured out just by alternating tapping the jump button and the up button. This fight differs from the fight from the Cutter Only run, but I swallow my ability at the same time as I swallow the enemy. Oh yes, the Dyna Blade fight. Not sure if you noticed, but I don't believe, or in the end of the first Dyna Blade fight, the self-titled Dyna Blade, there is a out-of-place sprite after Kirby loses controller control, or where I can no longer control Kirby, and I use the dash jump attack. It almost looks like Kirby's inhaling sprite, just turned on a 45-degree angle, so like inhaling downward almost. I'm wondering if it comes from the Nova cutscene in Milkyway Wishes, perhaps. I really couldn't tell you. Well, it's been a long time since I've watched that cutscene last. If I generally in video games, if I can skip it, I will skip it. Unless it's like the first time playing through a game, or something with very beautiful cinematic cutscenes like Metroid. I've heard a lot of people downplaying that game. It really is a good game. Yes, it's very linear compared to most other games in the Metroid series, but I very much enjoyed it. This coming from a guy who owns all 11 of the current Metroid games and has beaten 9 out of these 11. One of which is Metroid Prime Pinball, the other is Metroid Prime Hunters. I guess I don't really play my DS as much as other game systems. Mainly because it's a handheld system. I don't really play handhelds when I'm at home. I usually save them for car trips of some sort, or trips where I'm not going to have access to video games. Ago that the cutter only run is wrapping up. We're still fighting for some I'm sure another thing that would have saved time over the cutter only run was managing a faster Gourmet race. I did use a power that wasn't cutter in that. I used wheel in that. That's what I used. That is the end of my Kirby Super Star beam-only run. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe for other videos soon to come, and if you feel so inclined to, follow me on Twitter, and heck, maybe even stop by Silver Plateau sometime. Bye.